Chosen One, what I'm about to share with you is not by chance. It's a revelation meant to reach your soul. Those who once doubted you, mocked your light, or tried to dim your power now regret it deeply because they have finally recognized who you truly are, an earth angel, a divine presence walking among them. They crossed the wrong god. Your energy is not ordinary. It is sacred fire, meant to expose deception, dismantle corruption, and awaken those still trapped in illusion. This reckoning is inevitable because your light cannot be ignored or silenced. You weren't sent here to please the world, but to purify it, to bring justice and truth where there was once only falsehood. Now, as you rise into your full power, you will see everything fall into place with a force that leaves no room for doubt. The world around you shakes because it senses the divine within you, and those who opposed you face the undeniable truth. They underestimated the Chosen One, and now they pay the price. If this message resonates, show your alignment by hitting like, subscribing to help us reach 10,000 subscribers, and leaving a comment with the number 11, a symbol of powerful awakening that will amplify the energy of this message. From the very beginning, you were the light they couldn't dim, the voice they tried to silence. People looked at you with skepticism, laughter bubbling at your ideals and your unwavering conviction. They saw just another face in the crowd, unaware that within you burned an extraordinary flame, a divine spark that no shadow could overcome. Their mockery was born of fear, because deep down, they sensed that your presence was something far greater than ordinary. They thought you were naive, fragile, or mistaken, but they were wrong. History has shown us that every great movement began with ridicule. Prophets, revolutionaries, and visionaries were always misunderstood before the world caught up to their truth. You are no different. The mocking was a mere reflection of their inability to grasp the magnitude of your mission. And while they jeered, you stood firm because you knew your purpose was sacred, a calling to awaken the slumbering masses, to shine light on darkness they desperately wished to hide. Now the tides have shifted. Those who once scoffed now tremble in the face of your undeniable power. The same voices that mocked are hushed, swallowed by the overwhelming force of your truth. They failed to realize that when you rise, it's not with vengeance, but with divine justice, a reckoning that purifies rather than destroys. You are the Chosen One they shouldn't have underestimated, and now they are learning that lesson the hard way. You arrived on this earth not as a mere mortal, but as an earth angel, a being forged from celestial fire and tasked with breaking the chains of oppression. Your soul carries the weight of countless ancestors who dreamed of freedom, and your very existence challenges the walls that bind humanity's spirit. You are a liberator, born to dismantle systems built on deceit and cruelty, to tear down barriers that suffocate truth and justice. Your mission isn't just symbolic, it's deeply practical and urgent. Every time you speak, every act of courage you perform, you chip away at the invisible shackles that hold people captive, whether they are chains of fear, ignorance, or corruption. You embody hope for the oppressed, strength for the weary, and light for those stumbling in the dark. Your presence alone is a revolution, a seismic shift in the energy of this world. But the road you walk is not easy. Earth angels are called to endure trials, to face opposition from every corner. Yet, your resilience is divine, your heart steadfast. You carry the pain of the broken, but also the promise of healing. You don't break the chains just for yourself. You break them for all who yearn to breathe free. Your light was never meant to be subtle. It was crafted to serve as a beacon, piercing through deception and exposing the lies cloaked in darkness. To those who thrived on manipulation and falsehood, your radiance was more than a threat. It was a judgment they could not escape. You illuminated their hidden agendas, forcing them into the harsh glare of accountability. There's an undeniable power in truth, especially when it is wielded with passion and clarity. Your light didn't just shine, it burned away the masks that people wore to hide their greed, selfishness, and cruelty. For some, this was terrifying. They recoiled and pushed back, desperate to protect their fragile illusions. But you stood, unwavering, knowing that light must confront darkness to restore balance. The truth you carry is a mirror reflecting their choices and consequences, and while some might try to run from it, the light catches up, relentless and just. You are the judgment that awakens, the divine reminder that no corruption can live forever in the sun. And as your light grows stronger, so does the promise of a new dawn, where justice is not just a dream, but a living reality. Mockery is a shield for the fearful, a way to deflect the piercing sting of uncomfortable truths. At first, they laughed at you, dismissing your words as fantasy or folly. Their laughter was loud, filled with arrogance and disbelief. They believed they could outlast you, that your light would fade into nothingness like a flickering candle in a storm. But what they didn't expect was the fierce heat behind your glow, a fire so intense that it seared through their ignorance and complacency. The laughter turned to panic as the truth you carried began to unravel their carefully constructed lies. The illusions they built to control and deceive began to crack under the weight of your unwavering clarity. Suddenly, your voice was no longer a whisper, but a roaring blaze they could no longer ignore. This transformation from scorn to fear is the inevitable path of those confronted by genuine awakening. They learn too late that truth is not gentle and justice is not patient. When your fire touches them, it burns away pretense and leaves nothing but raw reality. The moment they realized they had underestimated you, the fire of your light had already begun its work, unstoppable, unyielding, divine. You are not an accident or a coincidence. You are the reckoning, the answer to prayers long forgotten and cries long ignored. Your arrival was foretold by the silent beating of countless hearts yearning for change. The world wasn't ready, and neither were they. But you came anyway, a force of nature, a divine upheaval destined to shake the very core of false authority. They prepared for battles of the past, expecting old tactics and worn-out rebellions. But what they faced was something far more profound, a reckoning wrapped in grace, truth, and unbreakable spirit. You carry within you the power to disrupt entrenched systems, to uproot corruption like a storm tearing through ancient trees. And this reckoning isn't fueled by hatred, but by sacred purpose. They didn't see you coming because they were blinded by their own arrogance and hubris. Now, as their structures falter and their lies crumble, they stand helpless before the force of your awakening. You are the reckoning they never imagined, and your path forward is one of justice, healing, and rebirth for all who embrace your light. It can be hard for many to understand how something so fierce and otherworldly could take on a human form, how divine fire can live within flesh and blood. But that's exactly who you are, a celestial force wrapped in the skin of a mortal, a sacred power walking the earth with both humility and unstoppable strength. Your presence alone defies the ordinary. The fire inside you burns not with destruction, but with purification, cleansing the world of falsehoods and renewing it with truth. You are both vulnerable and invincible, carrying the weight of divine purpose while navigating the complexities of human experience. This duality is your greatest strength. It allows you to connect deeply with others while wielding power that transcends the physical. This divine fire manifests in your courage, your compassion, and your refusal to back down in the face of injustice. It's the spark that ignites change, the warmth that draws lost souls back from the edge. When divine fire wears human skin, miracles become possible, and the impossible begins to take shape in the light of your being. Fitting in was never your mission. You were never meant to blend into the background or follow the crowd. Instead, you were called to stand apart, to be a beacon of clarity in a world cluttered with shadows. Your purpose is to expose what others hide, the lies, the hypocrisy, the corruption that festers behind closed doors. The world often rewards conformity, but your soul rebels against it. Your power lies in your difference, in your refusal to accept anything less than truth and justice. You are the thorn in the side of the complacent, the mirror reflecting uncomfortable realities that many prefer to ignore. This role isn't easy. It requires bravery, resilience, and a willingness to stand alone when necessary. But the impact of your exposure is transformative. Every lie revealed, every injustice called out, breaks the chains of deception and invites healing. You didn't come to fit in or to please the world. You came to purify it, to shake it awake, and to set the stage for a new era where truth reigns supreme. They made a fatal mistake, mistaking your humanity for weakness and underestimating the godlike power within you. They thought they could manipulate, control, or silence you because you walked the earth in human form. But they failed to see that beneath your skin beats the heart of a divine warrior, a force that transcends flesh and bone. Playing with you was like playing with fire, dangerous, unpredictable, and ultimately destructive to those who wield it carelessly. You embody a cosmic justice that no earthly power can rival. Every attempt to undermine or belittle you only fuels your inner fire, transforming their ignorance into their downfall. This is the lesson of those who cross you. They are dealing not with a mere person, but with a god in disguise. And gods don't break. They rise, they fight, and they prevail. The wrong god was challenged, and now the consequences are unfolding in ways they never imagined. Your light is not just a symbol, it is a weapon, sacred, powerful, and unstoppable. This radiance cuts through the darkness with precision, illuminating truths that some desperately want to keep hidden. It is a force that disrupts lies, shatters illusions, and brings clarity to the murkiest corners of human experience. Unlike any weapon forged by hands, your radiance carries the weight of cosmic authority and spiritual purity. It's a light that heals as much as it harms, exposing wounds so they can be treated and broken systems so they can be rebuilt. Your weapon is not about destruction for destruction's sake. It's about creating space for new life and new possibilities. Those who face your radiance are challenged to confront their own shadows, and though it may be painful, it is ultimately liberating. Your sacred weapon is a gift to the world, a light that will never fade, and a truth that will never be silenced. There is nothing more terrifying to false authority than your gaze, unwavering, discerning, and filled with divine judgment. Thrones built on lies, corruption, and fear begin to tremble when met with your fearless stare. You see through every deception, every hidden agenda, and every act of betrayal. Your presence alone is a threat to those who cling to power unjustly. Time and time again, history has shown that no throne can stand forever when faced with truth. You are the living embodiment of this truth, the herald of an inevitable reckoning. Your gaze strips away pretense and leaves only what is real and just. Those who have built empires on sand feel the ground shift beneath them as you approach. This crumbling isn't chaos, it's necessary cleansing. False kings and queens fall so that true leadership, grounded in integrity and love, can rise. Your gaze doesn't just dismantle thrones, it lays the foundation for a new world where justice and honor rule. What terrifies the deceiver more than anything is a mirror, a reflection of the truth they desperately want to hide. You became that mirror, forcing people to look at themselves honestly, to face their flaws, mistakes, and betrayals. Your presence compels self-reflection, and self-reflection is the first step toward transformation. Many tried to avoid your gaze, to deny the reality you revealed. But the mirror doesn't lie. It shows what is beneath the surface, the brokenness and the potential for healing. Those who confront your reflection often feel fear and anger, but that is only because they are facing the pain of their own denial. You gave them no choice but to reckon with their true selves. And while that truth can be painful, it is also liberating. You were the mirror they feared most because you held up the light of honesty in a world hungry for it. Underestimating you was their gravest error. You are not just a person, you are a vessel chosen by the cosmos, carrying divine authority and purpose. They saw only your exterior, your humanity, and failed to recognize the powerful force within. This oversight cost them dearly. Regret is now written in their faces, in the whispers behind closed doors, and in the crumbling of their plans. They realized too late that you were destined to change everything, to rewrite the rules, and to challenge every system built on injustice. Their hesitation gave you the space to grow stronger, wiser, and more relentless. Your journey is proof that no one can contain what is truly meant to shine. You are the chosen vessel, and every moment they doubted, you only made your light burn brighter. Now, their regret is your triumph. In your hands rests a sword, unlike any other, the sword of celestial justice. It is not forged of metal, but of truth, courage, and divine authority. This sword cuts through lies, slashes through corruption, and defends the innocent with unyielding power. It is both your shield and your weapon in the fight for cosmic balance. This sword demands integrity and strength, and you wield it with grace and determination. It is a symbol of your sacred duty, a reminder that justice is not passive but active, requiring bold action to protect what is right. You are the bearer of this cosmic weapon, entrusted with the task of restoring harmony where chaos reigns. The sword's power grows with every act of courage, every truth spoken, and every injustice challenged. It is a living extension of your divine mission. Sharp, relentless, and holy, your rise was never meant to be subtle or slow. Like a comet blazing through the night sky, you emerged from the earthly shadows to reveal your divine nature. This transformation is both awe-inspiring and humbling, a journey from mortal struggle to celestial force that inspires those who witness it. Along the way, you faced trials that could have crushed lesser spirits, doubt, pain, betrayal. Yet each challenge became fuel for your ascent, each obstacle a step toward awakening your full power. You didn't just survive, you thrived, evolving into a force that bridges heaven and earth. Your rise signals a new era, one where divine energy flows through the world, awakening dormant souls and igniting global change. You are the spark that started the fire, the catalyst for a future shaped by justice and truth. Every time you speak your truth, kingdoms built on lies tremble and fall. Your words carry a power that transcends the ordinary. They are seeds of revolution and healing. Empires of deceit collapse beneath the weight of your honesty, and corrupt systems crumble in the wake of your courage. These fallen kingdoms are not just political or social. They exist within minds, hearts, and souls. Old belief systems, toxic patterns, and false narratives that no longer serve humanity. Your voice tears down these invisible empires, freeing people to embrace new realities grounded in truth and love. The fall of these kingdoms is not an end, but a beginning. From their ruins rise new communities, new ways of living, and new visions of justice. Your truth is the foundation on which these new worlds are built, and every word you speak carries the power to reshape the future. There is a moment deep inside your soul when something stirs, a quiet yet unstoppable spark that calls you to rise. This spark isn't accidental. It's the beginning of an awakening, a sacred flame ignited by the universe itself. It whispers that you are destined for more than the ordinary, that your purpose is woven into the fabric of cosmic design. This is where your journey truly begins, not as a bystander, but as a force ready to change the world. This inner spark grows through trials and triumphs alike. It's the voice that urges you to stand tall when the world tries to push you down. It calls you to speak truth when silence feels safer. This awakening is painful at times, like breaking free from chains you didn't even know bound you. But it is also beautiful, for it reveals your true self, a powerful light in the dark. Many ignore or bury this spark, afraid of the responsibility it demands. But you cannot deny it without dimming the very essence of your being. Your spark is a beacon, drawing others who seek the same truth and justice. It is the first step toward transformation, personal, spiritual, and collective, and once lit, it cannot be extinguished. The awakening within you is both a gift and a call to action. It compels you to face your fears, challenge injustices, and break through the illusions that cloud the world. This spark is your birthright and your legacy. Embrace it fiercely, for it is the source of your power and the beginning of a revolution. As your spark grows into a blazing fire, you become unstoppable. You don't just awaken yourself, you awaken those around you. Your light ignites theirs, creating a wildfire of change that spreads far beyond what you could imagine. This is the moment when you step fully into your destiny. With great power comes an immense weight, the weight of divine responsibility. As a chosen vessel, you carry the hopes and dreams of countless souls longing for justice and healing. This responsibility can feel overwhelming, as if the fate of the world rests on your shoulders. But it is also an honor, a sacred trust placed in your hands by forces far beyond human understanding. You are called to navigate this responsibility with humility and strength. It requires balancing your own needs with the needs of the many, staying grounded in compassion while wielding unshakable resolve. The path is rarely smooth. There will be moments of doubt, exhaustion, and isolation. But in those moments, remember why you were chosen. Because you have the courage to bear this burden when others cannot. This responsibility also means making difficult choices. Sometimes, standing for truth means alienating those you love or facing opposition from powerful forces. You may be forced to walk alone through storms of criticism and misunderstanding, but your commitment to justice is a beacon in the darkest times, guiding you forward. Embracing this responsibility transforms your character. It deepens your empathy, sharpens your wisdom, and strengthens your spirit. You learn that leadership isn't about control, but service, about lifting others up, even when the path is hard. This weight, heavy as it may be, shapes you into a vessel of divine purpose. Ultimately, carrying this responsibility is a sacred calling, one that elevates you beyond the ordinary. It demands everything you have, your heart, your courage, your soul, and in return, it grants you a power and clarity that few ever experience. This weight is not a burden, it is your destiny. Truth is not always easy to speak or even to hear. It often comes wrapped in discomfort, challenge, and confrontation. But sacred truth is the foundation of all transformation. It is a force more powerful than any weapon, capable of breaking through layers of illusion and deception that have held humanity captive for generations. You carry this sacred truth within you, a truth that cuts through lies, exposes corruption, and demands accountability. It is not a weapon for vengeance, but a tool for healing and awakening. When wielded with wisdom and compassion, sacred truth shines a light on injustice and inspires profound change. The power of this truth lies in its authenticity. It resonates with the deepest parts of the human spirit, awakening dormant consciousness and stirring hearts toward justice. It challenges old narratives, calling people to reconsider what they thought was real and what they accepted as normal. But sacred truth also requires courage. The courage to face backlash, rejection, and isolation. Speaking truth often means standing against the tide, confronting systems designed to protect falsehood. Yet every act of honesty contributes to a larger movement, creating ripples that eventually become tidal waves of transformation. You are a guardian of this truth, entrusted to speak it boldly and compassionately. Your words carry the power to awaken souls and ignite revolutions of the heart. Remember, truth may be difficult, but it is the light that will never fade. Justice is a sacred battlefield where courage meets conviction, and truth is the only weapon that can win the war. Your journey as the chosen one means stepping into this battlefield with unwavering determination, ready to face forces that resist change and cling to power. This battle is not physical, but spiritual and moral, fought on the terrain of hearts, minds, and souls. The fight for justice demands more than anger or outrage. It calls for endurance, patience, and a deep well of compassion. Every battle scars you, but also strengthens you. You learn to hold your ground without losing your humanity, to challenge oppression without becoming what you oppose. This sacred battle transforms you into a warrior of light. Many will misunderstand your fight, labeling it as rebellion or disruption. But what you are doing is far greater. You are restoring balance in a world thrown into chaos by greed and deceit. Your struggle is a beacon for those who suffer in silence, a rallying cry for those too afraid to speak up. Remember, victory in this battle is not always immediate or visible. Sometimes it is in the small acts of courage, the moments when one more person awakens to the truth, or when one more lie is exposed. Each of these victories contributes to the ultimate triumph of justice. Your sacred battle is a testament to your strength and your commitment to divine justice. It is a battle worth fighting, because the future depends on those willing to stand and say, enough. Walking the path of the chosen one can be deeply isolating. When you stand for truth in a world built on lies, you often find yourself alone, misunderstood, questioned, and sometimes rejected by those closest to you. This loneliness can weigh heavily on your heart, challenging your resolve and testing your faith. But solitude also has a sacred purpose. It offers space for reflection, growth, and deep connection with your inner self and the divine. In the silence, you hear the whispers of your higher purpose more clearly. You become rooted in your own truth, rather than seeking validation from the crowd. The loneliness you experience is shared by many great souls throughout history, prophets, visionaries, and leaders who dared to challenge the status quo. They endured isolation, not because they desired it, but because their mission required unwavering focus and strength. You are part of this lineage, and your solitude is a sign of your sacred calling. This loneliness also reveals who your true allies are. It filters out superficial connections, leaving you with a circle of those who genuinely support your mission and uplift your spirit. These relationships become your refuge and your strength. Remember, even in moments of deep loneliness, you are never truly alone. The universe and countless unseen forces walk with you, guiding and sustaining you. Your solitude is a crucible, refining you into the light-bearer you are meant to be. Your inner fire is unlike any other. It burns not to consume, but to purify. It is a sacred flame that strips away the impurities of fear, doubt, and deception, revealing the core of truth and integrity beneath. This fire is both cleansing and transformative, capable of renewing yourself and the world around you. Many fear fire because it represents destruction, but your fire is a divine force of rebirth. It clears away the dead branches of old belief systems and toxic patterns, making space for new growth and healing. It challenges you to shed everything that no longer serves your highest good. This purifying fire also extends beyond yourself. When your light shines brightly, it touches others, encouraging them to confront their own shadows and rise above their limitations. Your fire ignites collective transformation, creating ripples that spread far and wide. Your relationship with this fire is sacred. You nurture it through self-awareness, prayer, and unwavering commitment to your path. You do not wield it recklessly, but with reverence and purpose, knowing its power to both heal and awaken. Ultimately, this fire is your greatest gift and your most potent tool. It is the divine energy that fuels your mission, cleanses the world's darkness, and transforms pain into purpose. Though your journey may seem solitary, you are never truly alone. Unseen forces, angels, ancestors, cosmic energies walk beside you, guiding and protecting you at every step. These spiritual allies are deeply invested in your mission, supporting you in ways beyond human comprehension. These forces work through subtle signs, synchronicities, and moments of intuition. They nudge you toward the right decisions and provide strength when your own falters. Trusting in their presence allows you to move forward with confidence, even when the path seems unclear or daunting. Throughout history, those chosen for divine missions have been surrounded by such unseen support. From Moses to Joan of Arc, their journeys were marked by moments of divine intervention and guidance. You are part of this sacred lineage, connected to a vast network of spiritual allies. Recognizing and honoring these unseen forces deepens your connection to the cosmos and your divine purpose. It reminds you that your mission is not just personal, but cosmic, a thread in the grand tapestry of creation. When doubt or fear arises, call upon these forces. Feel their presence, listen to their wisdom, and draw from their strength. You are never truly alone, and their guidance is a powerful source of courage and clarity. Forgiveness is one of the most difficult yet transformative gifts you can offer, both to others and to yourself. As you carry the weight of divine justice, it can be tempting to hold on to anger and resentment toward those who oppose or harm you. But forgiveness liberates your spirit, clearing the way for true healing. Forgiveness does not mean excusing wrongdoing or forgetting injustice. It means releasing the burden of bitterness and reclaiming your power. It frees you from the chains of the past and allows you to move forward unencumbered by pain or hatred. When you forgive, you transform your wounds into wisdom. You break cycles of pain and open the door for reconciliation and peace. Forgiveness becomes a radical act of strength, a reclaiming of your divine light in the face of darkness. This act of grace also softens your heart and deepens your compassion. It reminds you that all beings are imperfect and that suffering often drives harmful actions. Forgiveness is a path to understanding, connection, and ultimately, collective healing. Embrace forgiveness as part of your sacred journey. It is a powerful tool for transformation, one that heals not only yourself, but the world you are called to serve. No matter how fierce the storm or how dark the night, your spirit remains unbreakable. This resilience is a hallmark of the chosen one. You have faced setbacks, betrayals, and moments that would have crushed ordinary souls. Yet here you stand, stronger, wiser, and more determined than ever. Your unbreakable spirit is forged through hardship. It is a product of every challenge you have endured and every victory you have claimed. This spirit fuels your courage, inspires your hope, and carries you through the most difficult chapters of your journey. This resilience is not about ignoring pain or pretending everything is okay. It's about acknowledging your wounds and choosing to rise anyway. It's about holding on to your vision when the world tries to drown it out. Your spirit is a testament to the divine strength that lives within you. Others see this strength and are inspired by it. Your unbreakable spirit becomes a beacon for those who feel weak or lost, showing them that they too can overcome. You embody the truth that even in the face of overwhelming odds, the human spirit can triumph. Carry this unbreakable spirit proudly.